Have you ever wondered if love could be so powerful that it could transform a mortal into a goddess? In ancient Greece, they told a tale that proved exactly that, the extraordinary story of Psyche and Cupid, where mortal beauty dared to challenge divine law, and love conquered all obstacles in its path. In a distant Greek kingdom, there lived a princess named Psyche, whose beauty was so breathtaking that people began worshipping her instead of Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. Mortals abandoned Venus's temples, leaving them covered in dust, while they flocked to catch a glimpse of Psyche's radiant face. Yet despite her divine-like appearance, Psyche felt desperately alone. No mortal man dared to court someone so beautiful they thought she must be a goddess. Venus, consumed by jealousy, devised a cruel plan. She commanded her son Cupid, the mischievous god of love, to make Psyche fall in love with the most hideous creature on earth. But fate had other plans. When Cupid saw Psyche, he was so startled by her beauty that he accidentally pricked himself with his own arrow of love. In that instant, the god of love himself fell hopelessly in love with the mortal princess. Concerned by their daughter's lack of suitors, Psyche's parents consulted an oracle of Apollo. The oracle's response was devastating. Psyche was to be left on a mountain, where a terrible monster would claim her as his bride. With heavy hearts, they followed the oracle's command. But instead of a monster, the gentle west wind carried Psyche to a magnificent palace floating among the clouds. In this magical palace, invisible servants attended to Psyche's every need. And each night, in complete darkness, her mysterious husband would visit her. He made one condition: she must never attempt to see his face. For a time, Psyche lived in perfect happiness, though she longed to know the identity of her loving husband. But happiness rarely stays unchallenged. Psyche's jealous sisters visited and planted seeds of doubt in her mind. They convinced her that her unseen husband must be the prophesied monster, plotting to devour her. One fateful night, consumed by curiosity and fear, Psyche lit a lamp while her husband slept. There she saw not a monster, but the breathtakingly beautiful god of love himself. In her surprise, Psyche's hand trembled, and a drop of hot oil fell on Cupid's shoulder. He awoke, and in his pain and betrayal, flew away, leaving Psyche alone in the now empty palace. The magical servants vanished, and the beautiful home crumbled to dust around her. But Psyche refused to accept defeat. If love could transform a god into a gentle husband, perhaps it could transform a mortal into someone worthy of divine love. Thus began Psyche's impossible quest to win back Cupid's love. Venus, still burning with jealousy, set 4 seemingly impossible tasks for the mortal girl. First, she had to sort a massive pile of mixed grains before sunset. Tiny ants, moved by her dedication, came to her aid. Next, she had to gather golden wool from violent, deadly sheep. A river reed whispered the secret of collecting wool caught in brambles instead. The third task required collecting water from the source of the river Styx, where dragons guarded the treacherous cliffs. Jupiter's eagle himself helped her complete this task, but the final challenge seemed truly impossible. Venus demanded Psyche journey to the Underworld itself to bring back a portion of Proserpina's beauty in a box. Guided by a mysterious voice, Psyche navigated the dangers of the Underworld. She avoided the temptation to help suffering souls, kept coins in her mouth for Charon the ferryman, and gave treats to Cerberus, the 3-headed guard dog. Yet after successfully completing her mission, curiosity once again got the better of her. Psyche opened the box, hoping to take a tiny bit of divine beauty for herself. But the box contained no beauty. Instead, it held the sleep of the dead. As Psyche fell into a death-like slumber, Cupid, who had been watching over her throughout her trials, could no longer stay away. His love for her had only grown as he witnessed her courage and determination. He wiped the deadly sleep from her eyes and pleaded with Jupiter to make their love legitimate. Moved by their devotion, Jupiter granted Psyche immortality. Even Venus, seeing how far a mortal would go for love, finally accepted their union. Psyche became the goddess of the soul, and her marriage to Cupid was celebrated with a grand feast on Mount Olympus. Their daughter was named Volupta's pleasure, symbolizing the union of love and the soul. This timeless tale reminds us that true love requires more than just physical beauty. It demands trust, courage, and perseverance. Psyche's journey from mortal to goddess shows us that love has the power to transform not just our circumstances, but our very being. Her story has inspired countless artists and writers throughout history, from ancient Roman frescoes to Renaissance paintings, and continues to captivate audiences today. In the end, Psyche and Cupid's story teaches us that the greatest obstacles to love often come from our own doubts and fears. Yet when we face these challenges with determination and faith, even the impossible becomes possible. After all, isn't that what love is all about? Believing in something greater than ourselves, even when the gods themselves seem to stand in our way.